All right, so you guys saw my last couple videos I did of the 65 millimeter brushless kind of whoop transfers. There was the Airblade Cream Puff Light, and then there was the toothpick. And finally, this will be the third and probably last one that I'll be doing. And I like this one the most. Some of you already know what it is. So here it is. It's the Gnarly FPV Primo. So they have two versions. There's the 1100X version and the 080X, 0802, 0803, 0703, 0603. Those will all fit on here. That's what version this is. And you can see I'm using 0803s on this build. I have another one I'm going to be doing. Same size motors, but different build. So this is just going to be like a first part of a review of this because since these frames got sent to me, there's been some updated canopies and whatnot made by Gnarly FPV. So as soon as I get those, then I will show those off as well and show the build finished and flying and whatnot. So for now, I'm just going to show the frame and how cool it is and whatnot. So let me show you this other package real quick. So you can see what you get. You get the canopy. There's a little camera mount with these little inserts, these little brass inserts in it, which is just awesome. And then there's three different battery mounts. There's one for 2 stick batteries. There's one, well, let me show you. This is the one for the stick batteries. Okay. This is for a bigger, like a 350 or 450 2S battery. And then this one that's on here now, this is for like a bigger 1S, like a 500 milliamp hour 1S battery. And there's so many cool features on this frame. I'm going to show you this one first. So for you to change out the battery holder, let me show you how easy it is. All you need is your 1.5 millimeter bit. Here's what you do. Unscrew one screw. Take that screw out of there, and it's off. Take your next mount, stick the screw through. See how it has these two slots? And then there's these two little tabs sticking up. Those just slot right in. Screw the screw down. Now I see why they have it curved. So I noticed it was a little bit curved, and I was like, why the hell is it like that? I can see they did that because it goes up over the motor connectors. That's pretty cool. So yeah, there, I'm done. Now I can use 2 stick bats instead of a single 1S battery. It's that easy to swap them out. I mean, that's just so cool. And it's a hefty duty. It's a steel screw going into a brass insert or some kind of metal insert. So, you know, it's on there good. It's not coming off. That's pretty awesome. I mean, check that out. It's got that little insert. It's flush with the frame. It's going into that jelly mount. So I guess I should have waited to put the flight controller on. Okay, so it comes with some little M2 screws. You can see the plastic ones. So that's what I use to hold down the flight controller. And then it comes with a few of these metal M2 screws for the battery mounts. So you can probably mount this flight controller a number of different ways, but this is how I did it just real quick. I mean, all you have to do is set the flight controller down, put 2 screws in, and it's done. I mean, it's not moving anywhere. It's not coming out. It's solid in there. I mean, it's really nice. And it's sitting on top of this TPU. So it's, you know, it's really nice. Just really nice. And they got the cutouts on the sides for the motor plugs. You can see, I mean, it's just such a nice design. Look at the cutout for the USB connector right here. So you don't have to put the flight controller upside down. It's got more inserts. You can see there's 3 of them. So the outer 2 are for the canopy. Or no, those were for the flight controller. The outer has little M2 screws, metal screws holding this TPU piece down, and then they have inserts inside of that, and then the canopy screws down to that. So it's just, man, this is the most well thought out design frame I've seen in a long time. For something like this, I mean, you know, this is a direct swap from a Mobula 7 or a Beta 75 Pro or something like that, you know. So you can see these tiny whip motors, the wires are long enough, but they say on their website that the Beta FPV motors, the wires are too short. So they do also sell these extenders. And if you're, you know, if you've been around a while, you can make them yourself too. It's very easy to make them yourself. You just take one of these plugs that, you know, these usually come with like a run cam camera, micro cam or something, and these as well, you know, solder them together and you got an extension. You know, with this, it's going to make any motor work. And then the other option too, like I did on the other 2 65mm builds that I did recently, is just pop these connectors off and direct solder the wires. And if you get the other kind of frame that holds 1102 or 1103 motors, you know, you're going to want to direct solder anyway, because unless you're using the Beta FPV motors, there isn't any other ones that have plugs on them, any other 1102 or 1103 motors. So yeah, you'll be direct soldering that shit. But this Crazy Bee actually has some really nice pads. Even though they're so tiny and so close together, they're like some of the best pads I've ever soldered to. And I think I said it in the other video too, you just take this connector and just wiggle back and forth until it breaks off, and then you got nice pads to solder to. So moving on, the canopy, this thing is awesome. So I was trying out different cameras. I took an Aero Micro and stuck it up in there, and I was surprised it actually fits perfect. Like you can see the holes on the side, they just line up perfectly. Look at that. But the camera sticks out the bottom. So you could actually use this camera, but you would have to put in like some little standoffs or some spacers right here to make the canopy sit up just a little bit up off the flight controller. Probably like a 5mm standoff will be perfect. And then you could use a Aero Micro or any micro cam really. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it comes with this other piece. Let me open this other bag and I'll show you. It comes with this. Now, I was sitting here looking at it like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? And the only thing I could think of is that it would wrap around all-in-one camera. Like on the Mobula 7, it has that all-in-one little camera VTX. And I think that's what you're supposed to do, is just wrap it around it. You can see I got it going around this. This isn't from a Mobula 7. This is actually an Eachine TX06. And it fit on there. It was not easy. And what I did to make it easier is I just heated this up with a lighter, and then it makes it to where it'll stretch. So I just had to stretch it a little bit to wrap it on. I mean, it wasn't the hardest thing I've ever done, you know. And then I think, see, this isn't the Mobula 7 camera, so it's not probably what it was designed for, but you can see it would go up in there like that. You put screws in each side. This piece has the little inserts. You can see the little metal inserts. So put screws in there, then you can tilt. And it's not really sticking out the bottom too much. Like I said, this isn't the right camera that they designed it for, so. Oh yeah, it doesn't hit the flight controller, so yeah, that would work. And then you got it like that. Put a screw in through the top on the front and back. And everything's like recessed too. Like you can see the canopy, how it's recessed, so the screw will mount flush down in there. Same with the screws for the motors. You can see how it's recessed in there. So the screws will go down inside the frame and be flush. They thought of everything. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, it fits 65mm props, and if you're using 0802s or 3s like this, then these King Kongs or Gym Fan 65mm will fit perfect because they're 1mm. So yeah, this thing, and then so the frame, it's 2mm thick. It does have a little bit thinner arms than the other ones, but it's thicker too. It's 2mm. Besides, the toothpick is 2mm as well, but it's pretty stiff. It doesn't have a lot of flex, so I think it's going to be pretty solid. And I don't know 100% sure which battery fits in here. I got rid of any of my little 2S batteries, so it looks bigger than the normal one that fits like the Nanotech, so I think it probably would fit like a Tattoo 450 or something like that. And then, like I said, they also are sending me the updated canopies. The new canopy fits the Caddx EOS 2 camera, so I think it's designed to where, same as this, it has the holes on the sides, but the EOS 2 cam would just go up in there and just screw directly to the canopy, which is going to be what I'm going to be using, and it's going to be pretty awesome. And then he also has another battery mount that's going to be for, it's going to fit these batteries right here, the Race Day Quad 300 2S. So you can see quite a bit bigger. And I don't think it'll fit in here, maybe. If I really wanted it to. Yeah, it would go in there. Actually, that's a pretty nice fit right there. Damn. This is the 1S mount, but it actually works for these batteries. Yeah, that would work. I'm trying to think. Oh, another thing I was going to say is, if you're building this, don't wait until you're completely done with it to bind, because as you can see, you're not going to be able to get to the bind button once you have the flight controller on there. So, you know, before you put the flight controller on, just bind it up to your radio real fast, because the bind button's on the bottom, like kind of in the middle for the Crazy Bee. And on the Beta FPV one, it's in the front. Actually, you probably could get to it on the, since it has that hole, you could probably get to the Beta one, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But that's about it that I'm going to show for now. When I get the rest of the stuff, I'll get these built up, and then I'll do another video. All right.